Visit TCGcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCGcenter 5 code. Send us your bulk in exchange for Evolution Booster Box. Visit CCG Castle or check video description to learn more. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center, and in today's video we'll be looking at Poliwrath Dashing Punch deck. So the Poliwrath Stage 2 Pokemon evolves from the Poliwhirl with 140 HP and a very decent first attack. For just a single water energy you can hit for 50, but if this Pokemon was on the bench and become your active Pokemon this turn, this attack will do 50 more damage, which means that we can strike for 100 damage with a single energy card attached to it. So that's 100 damage. If we increase that damage with a card like a Giovanni skin, it can be 120. And with something like a Bursting Balloon attached in the Poliwrath, we can force our opponent to think twice before he actually decides to attack, because if he have EX Pokemon just with 170 or 80 HP without Fighting Fury Belt, probably he's going to knock out himself, so this is definitely a huge advantage for us. On the other side, I also decide to add 2 copies of Articunos with the Chilling Sight, just in case. I can start with it in the active spot and I can pretty much sleep my opponent turn 1 with the Chilling Sight for just 1 energy card. But even later in the game with 3 edge and having 3 energies in play, I can pretty much strike for 20 and 40 more for each heads I get from 3 coin flips. And if I knock out my opponent Pokemon with it, I can take 1 extra prize. So being able to knock out Shaman will actually give me the opportunity to take 3 prize cards, which is just amazing. On the other side, also I decide to add 1 copy of Remoraid with the Iron Pool and 1 Octillery with that Abyssal Hand, which will help me to draw cards until I have 5 in my hand, and I really like that. So 13 Pokemons, 39 trainer cards, and only 8 energy. So a lot of you should probably say, why only 8 energy cards? You probably want to use Whirlpool. Well, I don't want to use Whirlpool because Dashing Punch with the Switch is much better, from 2 reasons. If your opponent is not capable to one-hit knock up your Poliwrath, you can easily switch on the bench, heal some damage with the Rough Seas, and pretty much promote another Poliwrath in the active position, strike with Dashing Punch for 100, and pretty much attach the Bursting Balloon to add even 6 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon in case he wants to attack. So from the item cards, I just decide to run 4 copies of Dive-Ball. No Ultra Ball, no Level Ball, no space for anything else. Dive-Ball pretty much search my deck for a water Pokemon I need and put it onto my hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So that's pretty much that. In addition to that, running 4 copies of Puzzle of Time, so I can pick any 2 cards from my discard pile in my hand when I want, and when I have, of course, 2 copies of Puzzle of Time. 4 copies of Rare Candy for the best consistency from Poliwag to Poliwrath. Only 1 Super Road, of course, because of the Puzzle of Times, and of course 2 copies of Switch. Being able to switch is very important. In addition to that, 4 copies of VA Seeker, so I can put any supported card from my discard pile into my hand. Very interesting thing is that I first time play deck without Trainer's Mail. Of course, with Greninja Break I don't play it, but this is also a deck that I don't use Trainer's Mails. So, from supported cards, Giovanni scheme, it can add 20 damage or it can drop 5 cards until I have 5 cards in my hand, so I have 2 different options, but pretty much it's here for that 20 damage increasement, because if I strike with my Dashing Punch for 100 and next turn I need 120, I can just do that with my Giovanni scheme. Hex Maniac to counter those Greninja Breaks, 1 Lysander, of course. As usual, you need to have it, and then 4 copies of N. I really like the 4 copies of N in this deck because we really need to have advantage, especially in the late game. Being able to end my opponent endlessly is pretty much what I need. A single Olympia is also here very good because I have 2 retreat cost, and sometimes I just don't want to discard my energy from my Poliwrath, but being able to retreat with Olympia and having Rough Seas in play can actually heal 6 damage counters in just a single turn for my Poliwrath, which is just amazing. And of course, having for retreat is all I really need. 1 copy of Pokemon Ranger, of course, against that Glaceon, but even Giratina for my splash energies. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, of course, for the best consistency I can get. 1 copy of Teammate, so I can pretty much, after knockout, search my deck for any 2 cards. They can be 2 copies of Puzzle of Times, Rare Candy, Poliwrath, whatever I need in that situation. Only 2 copies of Rough Seas, didn't find space for more. 3 copies of Bursting Balloons, and in addition to that, running only 1 copy of Lodestone is pretty much for that Octillery. 2 copies of Splash Energy is very important card for this deck because I just want to keep my Poliwrath and put it back into my hand, which is very important after I suffered the knockout, so being able to put it back with Splash Energy is very important. And in addition to that, 6 basic water energies, which will conclude this deck to total 60 cards as usual. If you're looking for any of them, you can find them on TCGcastle.com. Make sure to check the page. You can find the link in my video description, and also with TCG Center 5 code you can get 5% discount on your purchase. So definitely very good Roach deck. I should definitely tell that it's built on the budget, so it's friendly budget build, and definitely it's also let's say not the top competitive, but it can be definitely big problem for some decks like Darkrai, Giratina, who can actually who might not be able to one-hit knock out your Poliwrath at some point of the game, and you're gonna be able to knock out those Pokemons for 2 prizes and exchange them, especially with the Bursting Balloons. It can definitely be a nightmare for your opponent, but also for any other deck that can't spread more damage. For example, Friday Night Evil also might be in a problem because of the Rough Seas and Olympia. So let's do some game test with it so we can actually see how it works in the action. So see you in the game. Alright guys, let's do this. So I'm playing with the Poliwrath for today's game, and hopefully it's going to be very interesting to watch. So my opponent going first. I'm starting very well. So there's one Articuno, one Poliwag, one Remoraid for me, one Splash Energy, Teammates, and the V-Seeker. So I really like my opening hand. I would even like to get maybe top deck dive ball, so I can pick pretty much something like dive ball, and with the dive ball I can grab Octillery, so I can have that Abyssal hand. Very important Abyssal hand, 1 Trainer's Mail for my opponent. Unfortunately, he started with the Shaymin EX, so not the best start for him, I guess. So there's one Fighting Fury Belt. This whisper me that he probably played something like, okay. Oh, thank you mate for that N. I really appreciate it. Probably he play non-evolution deck. Speaking about non-evolution deck, there is one Hoopa EX, so let's find that out. Another Poliwag for me, one piece of puzzle, which is welcome, I guess. Oh, but those Giratinas are not welcome, definitely. But there's a game plan as usual. The game plan probably will be to power up my Articuno, strike 2 times with my Whirlpool, and then just promote my Articuno in the active spot, use 3 edge, and grab 3 prizes against those Giratinas. So that's for now my game plan. I see those Crushing Hammers, so those Crushing Hammers are also gonna be Nightmare. I see also Garbodor on the other side, so that Garbodor might be also a Nightmare. And the Shaymin for 5. Hopefully my opponent will have maybe another end for me next turn. But I also hope that I will top deck something next turn. Even Energy card will be nice. That is for sure. But okay, at least 2 more turns I will not see that Chaos Wheel, so I'm happy with that. Do I want to play Bursting Balloon for now? No, that's not gonna happen because Shaymin Sky Return will not be effective. The top deck for me is going to be definitely N. I can't take the risk to grab my Dive Ball as the next top deck because I'm running only one, yes my friends, only one line of Remoraid and Octillery. And in that case, if I took a risk, grab Dive Ball, miss to hit my Octillery, I would be completely screwed. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take that huge risk. I should probably do that if I was able to see what do I have on my in my deck before he ends me on the turn 1. So I saw one Pearl City, which means that he can get rid of his Shaymin and Hoopa from the play, which is very nice. So there's a 1 Lysander for my Remoraid, and this is going to be 40 damage. Luckily there's a switch in my hand, so I will definitely retreat back to my Articuno, I guess. Maybe even not. Maybe I just decide to switch onto my Poliwag. Yeah, let's just go on the 1 Poliwag, and let's play N for 6. Hopefully to get Rare Candy. And okay, there are 2 Dive Balls. I like that. I definitely like that. The first one will be for Poliwrath, the second one for Mr. Octillery. Okay, so 1 Poliwrath Rare Candy into my Poliwag will swag. Very nice. There we go. So first Poliwrath just enters the play. There is one energy card and another dive ball for that very important Octillery, so I can grab some extra cards with my Puzzle hand. So I'm in a huge advantage playing against my opponent in this matchup, just from two reasons. The first one is that he needs so many energies, the second one is he can't one-hit knock at my Pokemons, and that's the biggest disadvantage for him. So Dashing Punch for a 50 damage means that if he attacks me next turn, he will definitely take 6 damage counters back, where on the other side I can maybe try to set up my another Poliwrath, find that rare candy switch and surprise him with knockout on the Giratina, which means that he will not have another attacker in play ready, and after that I can just try to set up my Whirlpool and control those energy discardment pretty much easily. So let's take a look. On the other side, if he even decides to attack, of course he's taking 6 damage counters back, and to take 6 damage counters back, it's not a small thing. Of course there's a double course energy, it will prevent me from attaching those splash energies and bursting balloons, that is for sure, but I don't care too much about it. I would like to see another end maybe for my opponent. No, there's another Lysander probably on my Octillery and the Crushing Hammer. And the heads on the Crushing Hammer. Okay, so that was a very nice play here, definitely. Definitely very huge play. I didn't expect to see second Lysander, not at all. So I lost my Octillery, which means that he can take one prize here. Okay, so I need Switch. I already play one copy of Switch. Do I want to take a risk? Not too much, I guess. Let's put Poliwag. I want to keep my Articuno for later, before I swing with my Sycamore. I'm going to play my Super Road. Okay, so pretty much Water Energy is the way to be played. Sycamore for 7, searching for that rare candy, and if there's a rare candy, there are 2 dive balls, so I'm fine. So another Poliwrath for me in play. Another dive ball. You can expect for what? For Mr. Remoraid. Okay, so another 50 damage will happen. So let's roll with another Dashing Punch. So another Dashing Punch for 50, but this time I have 2 Poliwraths in play. Being able to have 2 Poliwraths in play can be a huge advantage for me. I just need to knock out one of my opponent's Giratinas. Still, I'm in a very good spot. One more Dashing Punch, and I need to prepare my Articuno, but unfortunately 3 energy cost. So far, I have only 1 energy in play. It's not gonna be that easy, that's for sure. So, 1 Ultra Ball for my opponent. Okay, Skyla and second Ultra Ball discarded. Probably for the Garbodor. It's time to grab that Garbodor and put it into play, of course. And to prevent me from being able to draw cards with the Puzzle hand, there's 1 Lugia EX. And Sycamore for 7. Okay, 1 Puzzle of Time discarded, like that, definitely. So, on the long run, I guess I'm in decent advantage. But still, I wish I have some Enhanced Hammers in deck. So, Chaos Wheel for 110. It swings hard, I can tell that. I can't play my Stadium. I wish I can. So I'm just thinking about grabbing the Die Ball and using that Octillery. I have Floatstone, but I can't play Floatstone. I also have 2 more rare candies left. 3 Puzzle of Times, Lysander is here, so I'm thinking about maybe even going on in this situation with my Professor Sycamore for 7. Might not be a bad idea, so 1 Abyssal hand. Not gonna happen. I need to play it. I simply can't discard 3 VS Seekers. That's just ridiculous. So, Olympia, Poliwrath. Okay, still I need energy card. So, looks like I'm going to be forced to play my Puzzle of Time to see the next 3 cards. Will be Splash Energy top deck. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play that. So, definitely, I'm taking that N on my next turn. I can retreat simply, so I can just use my Dashing Punch. Alright, so 50 more damage on that Giratina. Simply not enough good. I need that switch and the Water Energy card. I have Olympia, but I don't have what I need, which is Flowstone or something like that. So another Chaos Wheel for the knockout. Of course, I will promote my Poliwrath in the active spot. I know that the top deck card is a N, so of course I'm going to play that N. But maybe I can even go with Sycamore for 7. Somehow I don't want to play Sycamore, I will go with my N. Oh gosh, you kidding me? You kidding me? There is no energy for me. Well, that's the huge disadvantage. I mean, I'm running 8 energy cards and I didn't pull a single one. That's not something you would like to see. Not at all. I mean, if the next card is energy card, I have a knockout in my hand because I have Ranger in my hand, so I should play that Puzzle of Time. Okay, thank God. So 1 Pokemon Ranger, 1 Floatstone, and pretty much 1 energy to be attached onto my Poliwrath, and the most important thing, this is a Splash Energy attached, and I can use my Dashing Punch and knock out my opponent Giratina for 100 damage and take 2 prize cards, so that's the most important thing. I definitely need another Poliwrath as fast as I can in play. I wish I also had that Rough Seas in play right now, but I didn't. So definitely I want to keep my Puzzle of Time, and I want to put as many Poliwraths as I can in play. So there is another Giratina and the huge Enhanced Hammer, so speaking about that energy card, I can say goodbye to it. That was very good energy card. That was a Splash Energy actually, so playing maybe even Olympia here and taking the risk that my opponent might have something big in his hand, like V-Seeker. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm just hoping to see... I simply don't want to waste my Puzzle of Time, that's for sure, because I want to keep it for the grabbing any 2 cards from my discard pile, so I'm thinking about just playing again and taking 6 cards here and basically getting energy, which is amazing. So 2 Puzzle of Times, 1 rare candy maybe, and 1 more Poliwrath. That's the first option. The second option is with Puzzle of Time is definitely to take Switch to strike for 100 and rare candy, but then I'm short for two puzzles for sure, but I will grab 1 switch and I will grab 1 more energy card for next turn to have. Okay, so switch onto my Poliwrath, energy card onto my, first retreat of course, then energy attachment, and the Dashing Punch for 100, which means that for the next turn even Giovanni's scheme can do the job to knock out his Giratina without fighting Fury Belt, I guess, and that will put me in a good position. I wish I can draw cards with my Beazle hand, but unfortunately I can't. There's 1 Pearl City, which means that he's looking forward to discard that Shaymin EX, and Hoopa finally. Another Chaos Wheel is ready. Still one rare candy and Poliwrath will be enough for the knockout, but I think that my last Poliwrath is actually prized, and there's a V-Seeker for Sycamore. So I'm maybe even thinking about that enhanced hammer and splash energy was a big deal, thought, but somehow I'm thinking about letting my opponent to take that Articuno maybe even here. But still not sure. Probably he have V-Seeker in his hand. So top deck a V-Seeker. What can I get with my V-Seeker here? I guess I can get N or Pokemon Ranger. I would grab definitely Pokemon Ranger if I had Splash Energy in my hand. So one Puzzle of Time only played for my opponent. Well, I will play N just to put him down to 3 cards, and we'll try to sleep him with my Articuno. That's the only thing I can do for now. Try to put him on the sleep and surprise him maybe next turn with my Poliwrath and Olympia. Maybe even with that Bursting Balloon is the best thing I can do. So he just needs he just can't wake up, and he didn't wake up. So that means that I can have my Rough Seas in play and Bursting Balloon and Olympia. So this will definitely give me a boost here. I can maybe even try to sleep him for like one more turn. Maybe even to power up my Articuno here for that 3 edge. That's definitely a nice combo, but if I'd be able to do that, I don't know. So he still have 3 copies of Puzzle of Time. Unfortunately, I was forced to discard 2 of my for nothing. And that's the something that concerned me the most. Okay, so my opponent turn, waiting to see his next move. Pretty much he can't do too much. There's a V-Seeker for Lysander, of course on Octillery, so I'm not gonna be able to retreat that Octillery. He managed to wake up. There's a rare candy, which means that I can pretty much put my Rough Seas in play. Heal some damage. Use my Olympia for that retreat. And strike for 100. Well, that's the best thing I can do. But in that case, I'm losing my Poliwrath. And the game is over for me, I guess. So I'm thinking about... not sure if he have another V-Seeker in his hand. He can easily knock out my Poliwrath. That's the something that actually concerned me the most. So I'm going to put that Bursting Balloon here, and if I can survive for like 2 more turns, that's gonna be fine. If I can't, that's definitely not good. So if I can survive for like 2 more turns, I guess I'm gonna be able to heal some more damage from my Poliwrath. So I need to have like 0 damage with the Poliwrath, because fighting Fury Belt plus Chaos Wheel. Okay, I need to survive like 2 more turns actually with my Poliwrath in play. So there is 1 N. Okay, so 1 turn will be survived for sure. There is teammates and oh, Crushing Hammer, Tails. Okay, good. Trubbish and oh, he decided to Chaos Wheel. Okay, that's a big deal. That's definitely a big deal. I can use Olympia and I can strike for 100. And the most important thing, I'm going just to promote my Articuno here in the active position, I guess. Because I'm striking for like 1 heads for the knockout and 3 prize cards. That's very important. There's a Rough Seas, and more than that, I have Olympia in my hand, but I also have teammates. So let's better grab 2 cards with the teammates, I guess. Or maybe not. Maybe yes. So teammates for... there's a Poliwrath and a Lysander. So I'm thinking about taking that Poliwrath since I have a rare candy and that Lysander for the next turn. But of course, my friends, it's a long way to go here. I still need to knock out his Giratina here with my Articuno. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to do that. We shall see. So retreat. I need 1 heads for 60 with my 3 edge. So let's see. 1 tails, 2 tailses, 3 tailses! No! You gotta be kidding me! Oh my goodness! I didn't hit a single heads here! No! You gotta be kidding me, dude. That's not... no, there's Olympia. And he can heal that 20 damage. And of course strike with not 30 damage, not 20. So I need 2 more heads here. And of course Chaos Wheel. Jesus Christ, give me at least energy card as a top deck. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So I have 2 options here. Definitely the one will be to Lysander his Giratina. I definitely need 3 prize cards, but I need 2 heads on the coin flip. And that's just way too much. Come on, give me 2 heads. No, actually 1 head is enough. 60, 100, there we go, 100 damage. Boom, just like that. 3 prize cards. And I just need 1 energy card to finish this game next turn, of course. Because I do have... there we go, there's the energy card. Because I have Flowstone attached onto my Poliwrath. And I can easily retreat. And Lysander his Garbodor or even Trubbish and knock out. So he just need to have that N in his hand. If he have N to put me down to the 1 card, everything will happen. If he don't have any in his hand, I guess the game is over and I managed to win the game. So there's a V-Seeker for N. So that was the last V-Seeker that he had, and he actually used it for that N. Or actually it was not. He had 1 more. But there's just a rare candy for me, I guess. And another Chaos Wheel, 400 damage. Still I'm searching for Miracle here. I have just my Poliwrath with a Floatstone here, and I had a Victory in my hand. There's a V-Seeker. There's a big V-Seeker, guys, in my hand. Oh my gosh, what should I play? I don't have another option. I can definitely use my teammates because he knocked out my Pokemon. And with the teammates I can grab 2 cards. But I don't want to play teammates, I just want to go straight away with Sycamore for 7. I really need that Sycamore for 7, energy card attachment of course, and attack for 100, that's all I need. There we go, there are a couple energies in my hand. It's still far from over, I guess, so retreat and hitting for 100 my dashing punch, so he definitely need. Actually for 80 because of that freaking Pearl City in play. But still, I just need to survive this turn without being N, and then I can just easily switch V-Seeker, Lysander, Trubbish, and knock him out for the victory. So let's see if that's gonna happen. That's one definitely huge dramatic game. But that's what you can expect when you're watching me playing. So let's see. Let's see, can he bring 1 more and put me down to like a 1 card? Well, there's a few... oh no, there's a Team Flare Grant, so the game is over. The game is over, guys. So the game is definitely over. I mean, there's a Flowstone and there's a Chaos Wheel, so that means only one thing. I do have Switch, thank God, in my hand, which means I can switch onto my Poliwrath. I can attach that Water Energy on it. And the most important thing, I can use my V-Seeker, Lysander to grab that Lysander and basically to Lysander his Trubbish on the bench, hit for 80 damage and take my last prize. I even had ability to take my Dashing Punch for 100, my Pokemon Ranger in case I had that Stadium in my hand, but I didn't. So the game is over. I cannot believe that was definitely one big epic game. So once again, guys, there is the full deck list. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to hit one huge like button and subscribe to my channel, of course, for more future videos. As usual, if you have any questions, you can find me on the Facebook and ask, or you can just leave the comment below. Once again, I'm just speechless. I enjoy watching and playing this game. That was just amazing. I mean, I always like to play budget builds because being able to beat those EX decks and Tier 1 decks is always a very, very big pleasure. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Stay tuned for more videos as usual. So have a nice day wherever you are, or have a good night. So till the next time, see you and bye.